Well, hey there everybody, welcome back down into the dungeon for a quick look at a couple of things. Not going to do too much of a look around today because that's what Sundays are for. But thought I'd get a quick shot of the fish in while they were actually near the surface and kind of making themselves visible for a change. Today I want to look at what's growing on in that 72 cell tray. Got a few things sprouting up. We finally know what the mystery seedling is, and I'll share that with you in a second. But I'm going to show you why today's video is so late. So I've been digging around in my bucket of Manitoba mud here, and I found lots of different worms that are in there. So I'm thinking, obviously, that means there's a bunch of worm castings in there, right? So I'm using that and some perlite, and I'm rebuilding my pile of potting soil here. And I just kind of lost track of time playing in the dirt because ultimately I'm just a big kid and I like playing in the dirt, which kind of explains why I'm a gardener too, really. But anyway, we'll move over from here, take a look, a couple things. I have a new seedling sprouting up in the pepper varieties, the 7JPN. Very tiny little leaves on that, so leaving it protected for now. Slow going with sprouting a lot of these things, but the 72 cell tray has quite a bit growing on in there. Started moving out one whopping square of kale and it's already all over the place, but I've got lots that I need to transplant out of that. Got some nice true leaves growing on there. Absolutely nothing coming up in my Black Beauty eggplant. I'm thinking those seeds were just too old to be viable. The green curled kale, these were some much older seeds as well. They're not looking good. But up here in the strawberry patch, put that back where it goes, I'd say that stray seed is a tomato, and that one can definitely be pulled out. We've got some secondary leaves forming on that little tiny one. I wouldn't say that necessarily looks like a strawberry to me though. So we'll just leave that in there and see what comes of it. A lot more popping up in the garden salsas though, which is great because this is one pepper variety that, while it's not extremely hot or anything, it's very productive in the Manitoba climate and our short season. So if I've got a bunch of those, I figure I should get at least something as a pepper crop, because everything else, like especially with the super hots, it's kind of a crapshoot for me. A lot of the super hots require a lot more of a season than I have to offer here. So that just is what it is. It's the Sugar Rush Cream, not a super hot, but pepper I definitely need to get to transplanting soon here. So with all the transplanting I'm doing down here, I must admit I'm getting a little pressed for space, but I found a door out in the shop that seems pretty solid, so I think I might bring it in and make myself another table down here, or perhaps grab another set of shop lights somewhere along the way. But, you know, little by little I find room. I've got a few lights that I still haven't put back in play yet. I got a little black clippy light just over there, and I've got a couple lights here I'll show you. They're just kind of clipped up to the frame of the stairs here, but I've now taken over the top of the shelf as well. I've got a lot more room that I can put seedlings or young plants, I guess. Well, was it 5 leaves up, 4 leaves up? I think once it's got flowers on it, I really shouldn't be calling it a seedling anymore, but yeah. So I'm filling up the spaces I've got. This place is going to be pretty green, I think, by the time it's all said and done. I still haven't taken those down, but that's got nothing to do with transplanting seedlings today. One thing that is kind of nifty and I'm going to be using for my transplanting today, Shocks found me this when they were cleaning up at the shop there. So that's very handy. It's almost perfect size for filling up those party cups. Quick and easy. I like that. Works well for mixing up this perlite too. Did end up buying a couple more bags of that as I've been mixing it through. So many things that I still haven't transplanted into better soil yet, but all things in time, and right now it's time for these things. So here we've just got one of those little garden salsa seedlings. Plant it down. I want to make sure its top is going to come up above the party cup though. It makes it a lot easier when I'm flicking aphids off of it. And now it just fell over, so two-handed job. Slap a quick label on that, get it a pop bottle with a top. Down under the lights, crush a kale on the way. I'll have to rearrange all these things when I have 2 hands later, but whatever. Let's see. Definitely want to keep one of those growing inside. One of these days we'll talk about the true point and purpose of all the indoor peppers, but yes. Really still need to transplant those tomatoes, but I just don't know where to put them. Oh, decisions. Do want to grab one of those Sugar Rushes today, though. Sugar Rush Cream. I think I had a few of those actually produced for me last year. Not a whole lot of pods from that, but it would be nice to get some this year. Not so sure about this little one here. I think I might just toss that in the compost now. But alright, so there we go. So once again, labeled, capped. This one has an open top because it's already gotten a little bit of time adjusting to the dry air in the basement here. This will go put this over on the table there. And then I guess this other one here, I'll just let it grow on in its little tiny styrofoam cup. Probably won't get too big in this because smaller containers don't seem to do well for pepper plants, but it's only got 3 months before it can go outside. It'll be fine, right? Just transplanting a couple of those red demon seedlings that Fuzzy sprouted for me, and I gotta say, I think that boy might have quite a future as a gardener. These things had beautiful deep roots on them. Lovely, lovely. So you'll probably notice with a lot of these, actually everything I put on camera today, I think, I am doing the double cup planting because frankly this is just doing incredibly well. I am very pleased with it this year. Last year it didn't work out so well for me putting them into setups like this, but this is clearly a happy plant. This is clearly a happy plant. This thing looks a little beat up and chewed on, but there be flowers on that puppy. So don't argue with it if it works, right? Still waiting for nice roots to come out of a couple of these other ones, and then convert a few more Folgers cans. I was looking into the size hole saw I need for these things because I thought it might be nice to have them uniform, and that's going to be like 20 bucks or so, so that'll wait, but all things in time. So yeah, I'm just going to be down here playing in the dirt and transplanting a bunch of seedlings and stuff. No point in going through all of that. We've all seen transplants before. So I'm just going to wrap it up, I think, and say thank you all for joining me. I hope you have an absolutely fantastic Saturday evening ahead of you. And I'll be back tomorrow as we take a look at what's still growing on. Might even check into some of the house plants. Who knows? But definitely we'll do a full tour tomorrow and check out everything that's growing on here. Alright, have a fantastic evening like I said, and I'll see you tomorrow.